It might sound very sad, but there was only one reason I wanted to go to Vienna, and that was the Wiener Schnitzel. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 places to get the best Wiener Schnitzel in town. I'm gonna grade them as well, so you'll get my number 1, 2, 3, etc. I hope that this video will be helpful for you to see where you want to have your schnitzel. In the back you can see Figlmuller, one of the most iconic restaurants here in Vienna. You can also see the queue, so make sure you make a reservation for this one. I just got out of there. I'm going to tell you all about it, but let's start at the first restaurant that we went to. We are in the restaurant called Zum Weisen Rauchfangkehrer, which is a typically Austrian restaurant where you can get all the amazing Austrian dishes. So my first Wiener Schnitzel in Vienna. I put a little bit of cranberry sauce on it. It's really nice because the meat is really thin, and then the crunchy layer is really crunchy but also airy, like it's got air pockets in between. I hope I can show you, in between the meat and the crust. Like here you can see it. I'm very happy with my first schnitzel in Vienna. So if you're visiting the Prater Amusement Park, then we have a great restaurant tip for you. Because at the end of the park, near the swing that goes really high, there's this Schweizerhaus, which has a lot of Austrian food. Of course, I had to have my second schnitzel, Wiener Schnitzel here, and I have to say, I prefer this one even better than the first restaurant that we showed you. It was so thin and so airy. The crust was, there were so many air bubbles in the crust. It was so good, really good. It's really, really nice. And it's much cheaper actually than the one I had before. With Figlmuller in the back, I'm gonna tell you, this was an amazing, amazing Wiener Schnitzel. It was huge. It was as big as a pizza. It was bigger than the plate. This was my dream. This was the one I saw on television somewhere like 10 years ago, and it was stuck in my head every time I thought about Vienna. So it was a really like bucket list experience for me to go to this restaurant. The restaurant itself is also very beautiful, very well done. The staff is really friendly. We have a dog with us. They brought us a bowl of water for the dog straight away. It is a bigger restaurant, so there is a bit more noise in the background, but it's all compartmentalized. And they have 2 restaurants right around the corner from each other. So if one doesn't have a table free, you might be able to get one at the other restaurant. The schnitzel itself was thin, not the thinnest I had, but it was like thin enough. And I was able to finish it, but this was the most difficult one for me because it was so huge. But I did finish it, but I didn't need the French fries to go with it. So we ordered 1 portion of fries for the 2 of us, but I only had 2 fries because the schnitzel was so big. It is time for my 4th and final schnitzel here in Vienna. We're outside of Café Central, probably the 2nd most famous place to have traditional Austrian food. It's beautiful from the inside. I'm going inside now. Stay tuned, because after the tasting I will give you a review, a top 4 on all restaurants, and I will make my recommendations on where to have the best schnitzel in Vienna. But first, let's go inside. Oh, and by the way, as you can see, there's a queue, so make sure you make a reservation like we did. Okay, here I go. Café Central, the Wiener Schnitzel. It's a little bit more expensive, but this is real feel. So this is the first one I am tasting with the real veal schnitzel. The other ones were pork. Excited. I can see there are air bubbles here, not as huge as the second night in the Schweizerhaus, aber I'm talking German now all of a sudden. But this one has the bubbles. Here we go. This is my happy face. It's really nice. The outside is really, really crispy. That's what definitely stands out in this one. It's the most crispy outside, and maybe the thickest outside that I've had. Okay, so it's time for my final verdict. Which of these 4 restaurants will be my number 1? It is the Schweizerhaus, which had the cheapest Wiener Schnitzel that we have. It was so good, it was crunchy, it was so airy, the air bubbles were amazingly huge, the schnitzel was super thin. I love the flavors, I love the way they seasoned it. Perfect, that was my favorite one. I will always keep that one in my memories. But second one, Café Central, where we just came from. Really nice, crispy outside, and the veal inside was really nice. I loved it. Third place is the Figlmueller, which is the most iconic one here. It was amazing, it was great. And what I loved there was that it was huge and it filled my plate. That was like my bucket list experience. So for the experienced Figlmueller, definitely, because it was amazing. Taste was great. But I have to be honest, the Schweizerhaus was my number 1. And so that means that the Weisen Rauchfangkehrer was my number 4th. It was really good there as well. I can't say anything negative about it. I do have to say a positive thing about that restaurant is that that was the most quiet ambiance. The setting was the best. In the other places it was quite noisy because of all the people that were eating there. So there you have it. That's my opinion. Hope you like it. It was just my opinion. Probably you can have a different opinion, so check out the various restaurants. If you've been there, let me know. Do you agree with me or would you say anything else? Well, I'm going away. I'm distracted by the horses. But I can honestly say that I had the best schnitzels here in Vienna that I've had in my whole entire life. And so I am happy because this was the reason I went to Vienna in the first place. So I am one happy camper and I'm going to our next destination. Check out more videos here on the channel. We have the best food in Vienna. We have some best food in Prague, best food in Lisbon. We have best food videos from all over the world, and our travel vlogs are quite interesting as well, if I may say so myself. I'm signing off now. See you very soon. And of course, don't forget to stuff your mouths all over the world like we do, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Bye.